All
All right, sorry,
right.
making my tea. JQ, how you doing? Here, let me take this off. Ha! What's up?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm waiting for everything to connect.
Yeah, sure. It's Friday, brother.
We're good. We're good. Okay. Wait, one more. Waiting for one more Facebook stream
Uh-oh,
to
I got
go.
my camera freaking out.
You're not gonna make me.
It's Friday.
You
We still
have a
got
job
jobs.
and you got lots to do.
Yep. Thankfully for that, even if it's a weird time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about tea. Are we good, Jay? You ready to talk?
Yeah. Seems like we're still going. Still trying to get live on one of the feeds, but it'll be what it is. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let me hear you
So,
talk for a second. Make sure the volume's okay.
yo, hey, how you doing? We got our tea right now.
One more.
Yo, Jay, what's up?
There
What's
we
up?
go. That looks a little better.
Okay. So we're live. Hey, I'm TQ.
I'm JQ. This is Tea Time at the Apothecary on
Yes,
Small
it
Flower
is.
TV.
Talking to you live. I'm at Mers Apothecary upstairs in the office. Jay's in his basement studio. It's Friday. This is our third time we've been doing lunch, tea time, and chilling out and catching
Yeah.
up
It,
during this social distance age, which is going to be going on at least in Chicago for another
at least month and
what, 40,
weeks. Yeah.
39 days at
Yeah.
least. So we're going to have a lot of tea together, brother.
I mean, I think we're gonna keep this up anyway.
Yeah.
This is great. I mean, just to connect with you in the middle of the day makes me super happy.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, speak to me about what you chose today for us to drink. And I'm sorry, I don't know what's happened with my camera. But
Um, you need to get a new camera. That one's janky. Yeah, there it goes. It's giving me the nauseous. All right. We're drinking elderflower.
elderflower. Speak to me about it. You're the herb guy, really. I rely on you to do a lot of the herb work.
Oh,
Um,
thanks. Yeah.
I feel like I got something to bring to this conversation too that I'll bring up in a little bit. But I feel like I know a little bit about elderflower, but I want you to talk to me.
I mean,
You're also, it's funny, I'm the tea drinker, but you have a special love of herbs dating back to when you were a, a young dude, just, young dude working, helping me out at the store, and you got seriously into herbs, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. It just to me is like, we talked about it yesterday, but it's just like, it's the mildest way to sort of take your health into your own hands in like a fun and and not scary way. Like, I don't know if this is going to interact with this, or I'm taking a pill that seems like aggressive. It's not aggressive. You feel the effects. Even the ritual of doing it and making it for yourself is lovely, you
Yeah.
know? And so I'm like, just, yeah, I'm a big fan. Elderflower is nice. It has like like an earthy sweet taste, I would say, if you
Yeah.
agree with me.
Yeah, I do.
It's definitely like some people out there will want to put a little dash of honey in it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do a lot of sweetener in tea, and I don't mind weird, earthy, vegetal,
Yeah.
grassy flavors. I actually kind of love that in tea. But but yeah, this is cool. I
Yeah, I
have to
mean,
say.
it's like a classic old school German tea. That, we don't drink a lot of elderflower tea in this country, but if you have an Oma, she drank it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's, elderflower is has been a cold and flu kind of tea for a long time. People have used it for that. Um,
yeah,
It's a diuretic. Most of the herbs also are diuretics. You'll notice that almost every herb that we sell is like, also one of the things is that it's a diuretic. You know what I mean? Like, and I just feel like, doesn't that tell you that like maybe we should just constantly be flushing our system, and that's a good idea, because all of these have like have a great like have a great diuretic effect. I mean, so many of them, I should say, so many of
Yeah,
them.
well, I mean, one of the things about flushing, Caroline Abby wrote, "Should I, yeah, should no bleach tea?" Yes, but obviously tea right now. The idea that we could be helping ourselves with um, taking herbs or tea that could be at all creating better health. That's sort of where we're coming at this from, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm loving like there's definitely like a farmy quality to this tea.
Yeah,
It's earthier than I remember the last time I had it.
yeah, it is. It really is. I really like it. I have to say.
Yeah, it's great. It's maybe Pops can chime in, but I know that people are he's probably yeah, he's Han.
Yeah, what's up, pops?
So, you'll see elderflower for, like I said, colds and flu. It's high in vitamin C. That's part of the reason it's good for that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pops, but isn't this in our cholesterol blend as well? Our cholesterol support blend? It might be. He might tell us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the major because it's a high in vitamin C and antioxidants. It's just a good tea for you to be taking as a daily tonic as well.
yeah. Um,
Other uses, I mean, you can put this in the bath, which is nice. Like a lot of people don't realize a second use for all their teas is you get a little tea ball and you put that in a hot bath. Essentially, you steep yourself in a giant cup of tea. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's a great way to use lavender. That's a great way to use elderflower. That's a great way to use chamomile. And not these it's not in a product with a bunch of other bases and other stuff in it. You're just getting it, and you're getting the some of the essential oil from that. You're
yeah,
getting the scent of it, and you're soaking your skin. People also forget that your skin is your largest organ.
yeah.
Your
Oh,
epidermis
true.
is your largest
Skin is an
organ.
organ.
Yeah, and people are always worried about.
Dad, Pop says it also makes you sweat like Linda.
Yeah, so you can see why people would use it in a if they're trying to kick a cold or get a bug out, right?
Yeah, there is this nice. It's sort of like herby with the natural little sweetness. I do like it.
Yeah.
Um,
But people talk about what they drink all the time, water and everything, and it just seems like you forget like what the quality of the water you're drinking is very little compared to how much you get in the shower. You know, you're in the shower, you're pouring water all over your body, hot water, and you're inhaling the steam,
yeah,
and your pores are open because the water's hot. So your
yeah.
your actually intake from the shower is much more than it is from drinking a glass of water.
Well,
So
I always like the idea. I think it's funny and true. Of like we think of ourselves as like outside your body and inside your body, but essentially it's all outside your body. Like like you get nutrients that come in, but we're like a donut, right? It's like essentially we have a layer of skin on the inside and a big tube that goes through us, but it's not actually inside your body when you eat something. Like you break it down and you pull in nutrients inside your body, but that's just in the center of the tube. It's in the center of the donut.
yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah.
could be on the outside of the donut or on the inside
Do
of
you
the donut.
remember that kids toy thing that would like fall through itself? That like weird
Yeah,
tube with the water in it? It's kind of like
yeah,
that, yeah.
yeah. But I mean, that's kind of as humans, that's what we are too. So I always think it's,
There
which
is no
is why
difference between the outside and inside of your body, right? There's absorption.
there's some, but it's not as big as people think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And
There's
it
pockets
sort of
and pools.
emphasizes like when things that get in your body, truly in your body, like through the digestive wall or into your bloodstream shouldn't be there, that's when you have problems. Massive inflammation, autoimmune conditions, things like
Yeah,
that. Because
yeah.
now your body starts to freak out. It's like something foreign is inside my body,
Right, right.
not just in my digestive tract. Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, I always like that. There's a comment from Anonymous about diuretic tea. Yeah, certainly. I don't think this is what we would recommend as just a diuretic, although it just has some diuretic qualities. there are blends that are made specifically for that. And yeah, xylitol, you could add sweeten it, I guess, and maybe for other purposes. I don't really like sweetening tea, and so to me, adding xylitol, I'd rather just use xylitol for one quick hit of whatever you're gonna do, whether it's
Could
in your
use a
nose
little
or mouth.
dash of the local honey,
Yeah,
that would be good. There's like for me these I'm loving the there is like that sweetness as you taste it and get used to the earthiness, the sweetness really starts to come out of the flower itself.
yeah,
One of the things you can do with this, I was reading I don't read a lot of news, but the New York Times cooking is pretty awesome. I don't know
yeah,
if,
it is.
do you read that?
Not regularly, but I catch up on it every so often.
So we cook a lot of recipes out of there. Greta put me onto it, but the guy who writes the Sam Sifton, I think his name is, the
Yep.
guy who writes the daily newsletter is awesome, and it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it encompasses a lot, and he's a good job of not making it only about food and making you feel like okay for just being like just throw some stuff in a pan tonight, like, and
yeah,
so he was kind of saying like at this time he's really highlighting like no recipe recipes,
yeah,
and like sort of substitutions. Like try it. If you don't have the thing, don't
yeah,
not
yeah.
make the
Who
recipe.
cares?
Just put
Who
something
cares?
in and figure it out. It'll be edible. You'll figure it out. And so I was kind of thinking about that with cocktails right now, and with food. That Saint Germain elderflower liqueur is like such an amazing liqueur, but it's also like $40 a bottle, and a lot of people are, if that's their favorite drink, they're not. So they're not like they're not able to purchase that right now, and
Yeah,
or they don't want to go out to a store and risk health
yeah,
wise.
yeah.
And so I was just, do you remember my favorite drink I've ever made us actually was I took Beefeater gin and
Yep.
stuck a bunch of lavender from my backyard
Yeah, I
and
remember
just a
this.
dash of lemonade and soda water, and we had these lavender lemonade spritzes. Do you remember those?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
That was like, that's one of the cheapest drinks you could make. It's a big handle of of Beefeater gin,
Yeah, yeah,
and all I did was cut lavender from my backyard. I mean, this is something you could put elderflower in vodka and substitute it in one of your favorite drinks just to get some of that elderflower flavor in there.
yeah.
You
I
know?
haven't been drinking any alcohol lately, but I agree. I remember that drink with fondness. I will say, it's great. Um, yeah, I think so. Elderflower, and yes, John, treat your donut right. That's right. Drink some quality tea for sure. I like it. I love the idea of thinking of myself as a donut. It's just funny.
My daughter is definitely a donut.
Hey, Therese, how you doing? Thank you for joining us again. Wish we could see you in person. Um, hey, Jay, so I was thinking, so Fridays, I don't really, we can talk products, and actually we will, but I really didn't want to talk about that as much as I feel like right now, one of the things that is very clear to me that we are all sort of going through withdrawal symptoms on sensory experiences. And obviously, that was why we sort of thought about let's drink tea together because it gives us something to talk about and something that we can experience together, even if we're not together.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But I've been thinking we've been a lot on the health kick and we're sending out tons of soap and trying to keep people clean and safe and whatever. But I just miss smelling good fragrances. And I was thinking, you know, whatever, when you stay in the same thing for so long, like, right, you can't smell your own house, you can't smell your own skin. It's like we're not having enough experiences.
Sometimes.
So, but I thought, and I sent home, I think, some samples with you, right? Uh, um, I think I sent home some samples with you. I thought we could smell some fragrances
Yeah,
together
yeah.
and
Dana put
give
these
people
samples together.
surrogate sensorial experiences.
What's cool is I got the samples and I have dry downs here that are already been sprayed on the thing,
Oh,
so
cool.
I can
I
kind
didn't
of.
do the dry down. So let's start with something, huh?
Yeah, tell me which one because she wrote on each sample for me.
Okay, why don't we start with the salted gin from Mistral, since we were just on the cocktail kick. And someone wrote I think cocktails were originally used medicinally. Jay, you would know better than I do. Um, I would say if by medicinally you mean getting drunk and losing inhibitions, yes, for sure. That's how I think they were used. But no, I don't know if that's the case. I think certainly there's a
Here we go.
crossover because you had so many of them have herbs and you had things like shrubs, maybe what you're talking about,
Yeah,
where you
so the
had,
shrubs were originally when you wanted to use fruit in a a fresh fruit taste in a drink, but we didn't have access to refrigeration like that back then, and we didn't have the fruit in season like we fly it around the world all the time now. And so to preserve it, they would make these shrubs, these fruit vinegars, and that became a way to flavor drinks. I mean, that's kind of a cool history
well,
anyway.
that's sort of like played a big part in the birth of the cocktail, right?
That
It
is,
was
yeah,
like,
that is the
that
birth.
is really where it
Yeah,
came from. So
yeah.
I think, again, not being an expert on cocktails, but having enjoyed a few in my day. Um, so,
A few.
having had a lot of days.
All right, ready?
So we're
Salted gin.
starting with Mistral salted gin,
Oh,
eau de parfum. So Matthew and his crew over at Mistral have become friends of ours, on top of being a vendor. And I think this one is just,
this is
it's
great.
fresh, it's aquatic, it's sort of sporty, but without being overly heavy.
You know that it's funny that I wanted to spray it again because the sporty is gone on the dry down.
Yeah, it's not heavy on the sport. It's it's more like aquatic with a little bit of salt to
It's
me or something
cool.
like
It's
that.
cool.
Yeah, there's a coolness.
You know, it reminds me if you're talking a specific gin, I always describe that Death's Door as a salty gin. I would always say that.
Ah, yeah,
It always tasted salty to me.
yeah. But I think, the thing I like about this is very affordable, large size. This is 100 mLs.
What does that run for? The
I don't
today.
remember. We'll link it up. But compared to like, some of the fragrances we're going to look at, it's on the more,
Is this a cologne or a perfume?
it's an eau de parfum.
It
So,
is. So it'll stick. I mean, definitely.
yeah, let me
These were
check what
sprayed
we,
yesterday, and I definitely still get it. That's
yeah,
lovely. You want to check out another one?
yeah. And I think our site is having problems. So that's a problem. Why don't you spray the next one while I just make
What?
sure
Which
we're
one do you
okay?
want? Xenu Agua Madera.
Why don't we save those two for let's do Melon and Getz vetiver. All right.
Okay, I've got that here. Hold on. See, these are folded up, so I gotta find it. Oh, here we go. Malin gets vetiver. Here we go. Ooh,
Sorry.
ooh. This is um, this is a sweeter vetiver than I'm used to.
Yeah.
Usually vetiver, I think like, and I mean this in a kind of good way, but like stubbed out cigarette.
Yeah. No, it has a little bit of that stinkiness of what you're talking about, kind of that like
That little smoky.
the little smoky, kind of pungent
Yeah.
smell of vetiver. Um,
And it's not a green vetiver. It's kind of a
no,
sweet vetiver. It has a little like beeswax vanilla thing going on. Yeah. I get like a beeswax and vanilla kind of scent.
yeah, this is like reason why I was kind of, I think these two are lighter than the next two, and I felt like we could start there. It's just very fresh. I think first of all, I love Melon and Getz. I love the brand. Andrew Getz has visited us a few times. Really nice guy. They've been very nice to us, and we sell a lot of their products. Um, they make great face care. It's like no nonsense. It's not the cheapest, but it's not the most expensive. It's just high quality and worth every
Yeah,
penny.
it's really good stuff.
I'm a big fan. I find their fragrances to be, as a person who really loves fragrance, they're always really nice. They're not like going to challenge you in a complex way. They're like everyone that I've
No,
used or tried.
it's
They're just they're just pleasant and enjoyable.
it's
And I feel
lovely.
like
It's lovely. It's
yeah,
nice to smell a vetiver that can kind of swing masculine and feminine. That like a that's a
yeah,
good happy medium right there for vetiver. Vetiver so often goes like smoky smoke, 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 smoky smoke, smoke.
yeah.
All right, I'm on.
Let's let's do the agua madera. Is that what you're doing?
I have the other one,
Oh, you want to do the other one first?
Montserrat.
Montserrat. Sure. Which one do we have here? Yeah. This is from Bruno Fazzolari, who is another guy who's a perfumer,
Is he the
artist,
nose? Is he the
really
nose?
creative guy. He's visited, just super stylish dude. Everything about Bruno. If you ever see this, we've met him a few times, and he's just super cool.
Is
And
he
another
is he
cool.
the is he the nose?
No,
No. Who's that guy?
he is. But this is a cool story. When we were visiting mom and dad last year, I went into the Palm Springs Art Museum, which is a fantastic art museum with Rachel, and they had a big exhibit about senses, and on the wall was a bottle of his fragrance specifically made for this exhibit, and it was built around Bruno's fragrance. This one giant piece was like a sensorial sense experience in a museum.
Cool.
And then I got to meet him recently, a few months ago, and just such a cool dude. We're big fans.
That's lovely. I don't know what to
Yeah,
say about it,
what,
but it's nice.
and we're doing this without notes. I'm not, it's like I'm going to look up a few things, but like this is just about smelling and sharing what we're experiencing. There's almost kind of I don't know, would you call it like a sort of like high citrus fruit note or something in there? What is that kind of like? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's like a candied blood orange.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. That's what good call. It's cool, but it doesn't taste. It's not like I wouldn't describe it
No,
as
it's not saccharine by any means.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I like it. Let's move on.
All right. And by the way, all of these are available as
You can get all these as testers, right? Like this size. Look.
what's up? Sorry, I'm looking down as I'm turned up. Yeah, we sell testers, so you can like for I think usually $3 to $6. We'll send no shipping. We'll send you a fragrance sample of pretty much most of our fragrances that we have, which is
That is
something that we're
so
really
cool, especially right now. You're like going into spring, right? And you want to
yeah,
like, let's say you like have narrowed down. You know you want a citrus scent. You can call us and say, send me five. And fragrances can be a 30 to 200 plus investment,
$300. Yeah.
right? So you can be like, send me five samples of your favorite citrus ones, and we'll get that together for you, right?
Yeah,
And
you'll be yeah, definitely.
and then
You
you
can do
can
that.
try
You
them
can
for
pretty much
days because you need to
oh,
try it for days,
yeah, and honestly, that like that point 0.7 ml that we send, you can use one for many days, or you buy 4 or 5, like you're going to be testing fragrances for a month or two, and it'll be fun. So yeah, I agree totally. And what a like
What
that
a
was kind of
cool
my
way to
goal. It's just like I don't care. Sure, we'll sell some samples, but my main thing is like this is a really easy way while you're inside to just have a sensorial experience. You
no,
know?
I'm sure the labor involved in you guys making these is not worth it, but it's very cool that you do it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we do it because we obviously want people to buy a full size fragrance if they love something.
Right.
But yeah, it's not really like we can't build a business around fragrance samples.
So take advantage that you do that. That's cool.
So Agua Madera from Zenu.
Yeah, I need to respray this one. This one didn't stick on or maybe she didn't spray it. Oh. It reminds me very much of tobacco.
Yeah, the woody
The
citrus, right?
leather tobacco citrus kind of blend here.
Yeah.
This
Well, I think
smells like
I
dad.
don't think this one goes into tobacco as much for me. It feels like it gets the wood and like, they call that, it's like, I'm looking it up. I was trying to remember the name, guaiac wood. It's like that sort
Yeah,
of
guaiac wood, right?
very aromatic wood scent. But I think that the thing that makes it different, I wouldn't compare it to tobacco. It's like tobacco gets that like kind of can be a little sickly, sweet tobacco note that is part of what makes it what it is, but is what I don't really like about it to wear personally. Whereas like this one, I'd wear in a second.
This is like Pops and T and G should have this one.
Yeah, yeah,
Do
I
they
agree.
have
This is like
this?
my dad and our other brother, because it's masculine, but it's kind of
But it doesn't give me a headache.
yeah, and it's got this lime sort of it's this it's there's definitely like a summery early summer freshness to this
Yeah,
and
like
almost
key lime, lime peel,
yeah
zesty kind of wood. It's great. I
yeah
love that one.
this is and I would say but I'm saying it's not masculine like tobacco is like that's a a man's fragrance.
It's
This
Euro
like
dude. Yeah, for sure.
this like anybody could wear this and it would be very pleasant.
Yeah,
It
maybe it's
has a
because
woodiness but like woodiness isn't masculine necessarily. I really like this.
well, and then and but when I say masculine, that doesn't mean anyone can't wear it. So
No, I know, but I want to kind of take it away because most people, when they hear masculine fragrance, they think Old Spice or Dracar Noir or like these kind of like
no,
heavy.
I meant like cooler than that. Like it's a
No,
cooler way to flex a little masculine fragrance. That's like maybe not so broy.
yeah, yeah, no. I'm just looking at these fragrances. I was thinking it's kind of cool. Mistral made in France. Melon and Gatz made in the United States.
Nice.
Montserrat, I know he's here in the United States in California. I can't remember where it is, and I don't have the box in front of me, but I can look it up. And then Xenu is Mexican fragrance, which is really, really cool. Plus, just check out this bottle. I mean, it's a piece of art.
You
It's so
definitely
beautiful.
want that on your shelf, right?
Yeah, no doubt. This is just worth it for that. So,
That's cool.
anyway, those are the things I want to do. I just want to have a sense, I wanted to like get some olfactory.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a couple questions since
Yeah,
it's free for all Friday and we have a few more minutes. Do can we talk for a second about yesterday the governor brought that this shelter in place is extended through May 31st or
yeah,
May
here in
30
Illinois.
here in Illinois and yet he was saying with certain caveats they're going to let a lot of businesses reopen their doors for curbside pickup and for things like that. So, being that you are an essential business that we're a pharmacy, but because of safety concerns and
Yeah,
I
and
think
health and household
and I think
items.
being proactive about just shutting your front doors early was smart and good. Kudos to you, but I'm sure the pivot for those first few days was crazy. And now these other businesses have a little more time, but now they just found out, and in a week they get to go live with curbside pickup. Is there anything we should do? I feel like should you host a Zoom call with all the local businesses being like, here's a few like a checklist of things you might want to check out? Maybe some people can drop a note if that would be helpful to them. But right now, can you just talk about a couple of the things that you would, if you were talking to me and I had a store that was going to get to open in a week, what I should like definitely be aware of?
Yeah, I would just say get your systems down because it becomes, people are really understanding right now, but now we're a month into it and they're less understanding and they just expect it to, they were understanding when we did it, but even then we ran into some people who got frustrated when we didn't have, we, when we didn't have the like all our processes worked out. So I'll address that in a second. I just, before we move off scent, did you see this question? Wait, which scent would make women fall in love with you?
The last one.
I mean, I think any of them could start, but the last one I think is this, agua madera from Zenu is really my pick of the four in terms of if I had one shot, you know. Yeah. Uh, but so what I would say is get your process down and make sure your team knows what to do. Communicate with people. I think people are willing to be very understanding. So for us, we didn't have a great system to let people know once we have your order, when is it ready, and doing that fast enough. Because it used to be like you ordered today and you'd stop by tonight or tomorrow. And so we weren't having people showing up literally like 10 minutes later, like, is my order ready? So we found a tool called Text Line, which allowed us to use a computer but text people. And so it also saves templates so that we could have a template saying like, hey, your order's ready for pickup, or like your order's in process and we're working on it. Don't come until we text you again, so that
cool.
you're not waiting around. So we have those two things set up. And then I used a tool called, we have an order system already. So I think most businesses that, if you're a restaurant or whatever, you have something. But for us, we had to combine phone orders and website orders. And so we use Zapier, which is like an automation tool, to like get those orders and put the order number in a little sheet that dings for our store team and says, go pick this, there's a new order. And then they hit the text tool and say, we're good. So that took us like 2 weeks to get rolling. And that was a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I can't even imagine, dude.
And it's still not perfect.
I mean, Greta did it like a Home Depot, like curbside pickup. No one texted her, and that was 6 days ago. No one gave her a notice, and now till Tuesday, and now she called and said I can pick it up, and they said your order's been canceled. I was like, and if a Home Depot, it's like, I mean, I understand challenges with the larger business, but it's also like they're the ones who have the resources to like get it right?
If you don't have it, they already had in-store pickup, so you'd think it would just be like,
tweak,
dial up the same processes. Right?
Yeah.
And then that's not to pick on them. It's just it's just laughing about. It's really hard to turn your business on a dime, right?
Yeah, I would also just say, like, to the people out there engaging in curbside pickup and patronizing these places, please patronize your local spot if you can, and also please practice some patience with them. Like we understand that it's hard to be outside, and it's a stressful time to be outside in general because it's just you feel the high stress when you're outside. Just everyone. In fact, Noel, your daughter made me a jar that I keep on my bedside table, and it says "you are" on it, and you pull out a little piece of paper every day, and it gives an adjective, and my kids love it now. What's the word of the day? And today was calm.
That's awesome.
And I was like, thank you, Nola. I needed that. She's been my guiding light this whole year so far.
Are you saving them and then just going to recycle them?
No,
again?
no. I just need a new bag from her.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ordering a new bag. I'll buy it if I need to.
Yeah.
So just be calm, be patient. Let's just be generous with each other during this time.
Yeah, and the thing I would say, and I say this with not so much for me personally, although I've certainly experienced it as well. But let's be honest, like people who work in retail businesses, they usually do it out of necessity or love. And we're lucky in our case that a lot of people who work with us love the products and love what we do. But it's not you people don't go into it to retire early and to their own private island. So people are out there putting themselves in contact, even if we're trying to do it as safely as possible, with the public, and they're nervous. So I have people on my teams who are very nervous. Some are more chill about it, but they're the ones who are actually seeing
more people than you are.
So like support them, keep them in business. And I would say, we're in Lincoln Square here in Chicago. Like I'm trying to go and spend money with these businesses. And I urge you to do the same, whether it's here in Lincoln Square or wherever you live. think about what you'd be bummed about if in June, July, it doesn't come back, and go find a way to spend money with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, someone said they're buying Genu, which is awesome. And
Nice.
what teas or herbs are people alleging may possibly show good effects in removing this new coronavirus? I don't think we have anything that we can say. I just want to be honest. Like,
No.
I have no idea about removing. I wouldn't use that phrase. What
Yeah.
we would say is, forget what's going to work on coronavirus. Look at what's going to work on inflammation, because the issue with it is about inflammation and what happens if you get it and all the inflammatory processes there. And so those are going to be things like vitamin C. We talked about a few days ago, rosemary, oregano,
Green tea, man.
green tea, like all these things. Look at things that help with just general inflammatory processes. That's most likely to give you just a good response should you get sick, and put you in the best position. Your goal is to be one of the vast majority of people who, when you encounter this, don't have real issues that are long term or severe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
that's the
mean,
way I look at it.
if you're feeling symptoms of anything during this season, what we recommend is a lot of the same stuff: astragalus, ginger, things that
Yeah.
boost
Turmeric is another great
boost
one.
the immune system and reduce inflammation. Right? That's all you can do.
Umka loabo, from Nature's Way, or Umka loabo is the herb. You can get it from Herb Farm or others. That's
The
a
other
great.
thing is lemon balm. Like lemon balm is calming. It's amazing for you for stress, but it's also an antiviral, and it's been used as an antiviral for many
Yeah, lemon
years.
balm is Melissa.
It
It's what people put on
on
the
cold
virus
sores.
herpes when they get cold sores.
Yeah.
In Germany, that's a medication. You take a balm of Melissa and put it on that. So we're not saying that will address this
No.
in particular. It's just what has a history of use for this type of situation. And I love lemon balm because it has such an uplifting quality too.
And it
There's
tastes great.
so
It has this citrusy kind
we'll
of
link after this the triple lemon tea that we sell from. Why am I spacing?
flora. Is it flora?
No, from who makes hypnotic sleep aid. I'm just sorry, I'm losing.
Four
it, but I have a little-
Elements.
Yeah, Four Elements, of course. Jane and her team up at Four Elements. Triple lemon tea is an awesome tea. My kids love it. I love it. It's just like this burst of
Lemony burst.
physically good, and mentally you feel like, all right, I'm better than I was 10 minutes ago.
That's great.
I'm a better person.
I love
So,
that. I love that. I take lemon balm daily because at night before I go to bed, just because, and I forget sometimes, but in general, I take it because preventatively, like a cold sore can mess up weeks for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of eating, being social, kissing my wife, it's like my kids, anything. It's just like, oh, I got to deal with this thing. And then I feel like even more lonely.
Yeah, totally.
So
Hey, Jay, I'm going to get rolling. I have a business to run and software to look at and all kinds of stuff, integrating all kinds of texting so people can pick up their orders. So I'm going to bust out, but I've had a great time talking with you. Hey, if you joined us today or are watching this afterwards, thanks for checking us out.
and just shameless plug here, if you're hanging out this afternoon at 3:33 Central Time, go check out Q Brothers, the band, not the shop, on Facebook, and follow our family funky fresh dance parties on Friday afternoons. We spin
You
for
can see it in your background that you are, you're a DJ among other things and a music producer and a performer. But yeah,
We've been doing these
I'll bust
family
out
dance. We've been doing these family dance parties, and ending the week with them is such a delight. We've been getting tons of comments like, "This is so fun."
Well, and it's not like you need to have a family to join them. It's just designed so that it's something you can do if you have a family. But like,
No, there's lots of people who don't have kids who join too. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
It's just the music is not going to have it. It's not no explicit music during this 45-minute session. And there's a little Zoom room where if you want to, you click on that on another device
you
and
can dance
mute
to
it, and all the kids and all the people dance together. And you can watch a bunch of people dancing. It's really fun. So
that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll write all the products that we covered in the comments. Hey, Jay, so today let's do a giveaway. If you show us some love on any forum that you see this, we'll put your name in our Greta random winner picker. And
That's the official name.
we will
A
send out
Greta, a Greta random winner picker.
yeah, a Greta random winner picker, right, Greta? Random winner?
Our goop. Goop.
Yeah.
Goop.
We will put it there, and we will send
Group.
out a sample of each of the 4 fragrances. So you'll get the 4 fragrances we tested today. You get to test them out and try them out.
Oh, cool. Should we send a elderflower tea too to that person? Right?
Yeah.
A small elderflower tea.
One person will get the fragrance samples. One person gets elderflower.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah. Awesome.
Gotta spread the love, man. Gotta spread the love. All right. Go out and spread some love yourself. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Much love, everybody. Have a wonderful.
We'll see you on Monday, same time, tea time, next Monday, noon. We're gonna take the weekend off and have tea with our kids.
Peace.